Hello. Let's see, I'm gonna have to keep it a little quick today, but thank you all for joining me. I mean, presuming you guys join me at some point, which I assume you will. You can see my designated scenic tree in the background. Pay no attention to that. I don't want anybody to, trace the materials of that thing and triangulate where the secret location of my alternate headquarters is. So I'll just get right to it. Let's see, we had a cohort of... I'm trying to come up with a clever way to say it. Basically, children over. A cohort of small people bent on uncertain ends. And it was fun. They were all swimming and playing around in the water and doing great things, and their moms were here, and I came out as well. In fact, one of them is right here.
Go put your blue shoes on. I'll be right back.
Let's see. Other than that, had a couple good calls this morning. Looking forward to the Baltimore Book Festival. That's going to be in September, and we're going to have a booth, so you should come by because we'll do cool things. And if you have ideas of what cool things we should do, let me know. Send me comments or just get in touch with me through the usual channels. I'm going to have to talk to the person who wrote this other thing that I have been reading and see if I am allowed to disclose anything about it, because it's super cool, and every time I open up my Kindle I see it when I'm about to switch over to the story that we're reading together, you and I are reading together, and I'm like, oh, I should tell them about that thing, except I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, so I'm not going to say anything. But then I say something, but it doesn't have any content, and it's just getting annoying, I'm sure, to you, and it's mildly frustrating to me because I would love to be promoting this thing, even though it doesn't exist in a way that it can be consumed publicly yet. But you're gonna like it when it comes out. That's all I'll say. Alright. So, when we left off, Zen was mad. Alex hopped up from the kitchen table and took 2 long, quick steps to grab the doorframe and swing out over the sunroom steps. "Brainstorming time, Sush," he called. "We need your stormy brain." "Go stuff!" He was gone before she could finish her retort, and for good measure he shouted over her, "You'll have to come in here and tell me, I couldn't quite hear you." Summer's face lit up with silent laughter. He shot a playful grin at her as he breezed past, inspiration and adrenaline beginning to pound through him. Oh, I almost forgot. So after this long-running saga of sorts of me making fun of myself for getting hot coffee in the heat, or making fun of myself for not getting hot coffee in the heat because I would make fun of myself for it, which is the ridiculous reason to not do something, I have now discovered a solution. Iced coffee in the heat. Best of all possible worlds. I'm like Candide here. I haven't read that yet, but it's on my list. Just thought it would sound smart. Because that's important, Anyway, Summer's face lit up with silent laughter. He shot a playful grin at her as he breezed past, inspiration and adrenaline beginning to pound through him. "Find Otto," he told her, "and maybe throw something at Sushi. I'll get Zen." He swirled up the spiral staircase, preparing himself to be convincing. He knocked on Zen's door. "Go away," came a hammock-muffled voice. Luckily, the door was already halfway open. "Brainstorming time," he said simply. "Go away, I'm being depressed," Zen replied, still not showing himself. It was a good sign. If he was being self-referential, it meant he wasn't taking himself all the way seriously, and that meant there was a chink that Alex could poke at. "You can be depressed later, the collective needs you." Zen replied, inexplicably, in a garbled Indian accent. "Come back at 4 p.m. 4 p.m.? That's like..." Alex paused to simulate an on-the-fly calculation. 1,600 hours. That's way too long. "Come, sir, your countrymen need you." Zen's head popped up over the edge of the hammock. "Why?" he demanded. "You're one of the foremost brainstormers of our age." "What are we storming?" "How to make money so we can actually do this." Zen flopped back into the hammock. "That's your department. I just write, right?" "No, incorrect. Not right at all." Alex found himself enjoying the challenge of changing Zen's mind. It was a pleasingly slippery puzzle. "Brainstorming is your specialty. You are to unusual ideas what mushrooms are to an excellent pizza." A few moments passed in silence. Alex smiled quietly. It was absolutely impossible for Zen to ignore a tricky analogy. After another short, thoughtful silence, Zen popped up again. I'm all over them. I had that strange but necessary something that makes them truly worthwhile. Otto picks me off. Alex added one of his own. You settle into their gooey, cheese-like surface, radiating goodness? Zen nodded appreciatively, though he still didn't smile. Okay, I can't resist such consummately bizarre accuracy. I'll come. Alex flashed him a smile and then pounced back down the stairs. Otto and the girls sat at the kitchen table. Sushi was rubbing her arm and eyeing Summer with a gaze that flashed vengeance. Summer wore a carefree smile. He's coming, Alex told them in answer to the question none of them had had a chance to ask yet. Not exactly happy, but not exactly mad either. I think we're okay for the time being. So, rules of brainstorming. As ever, 1, don't reject anything. Plenty of time for that later. 2, Summer stated, no interrupting. Let the guy finish. 3, Alex resumed his list, giving her an odd look. Don't try too hard. Don't try to think of stuff, just let the ideas flow. 4, Otto broke off as Zen sauntered into the room with a dark expression and leaned casually against the door frame. Alex smiled and waved Zen over to the table. He stayed where he was, though Alex realized that might be because there was really only space for about 3 at the table. Have fun? Finished Otto. Yeah, replied Alex. Perfect. Okay, so here's the deal. We've got 1 month to prove we're not deadbeats. Piccioli's not messing around. We missed the first month, we're out. If we can show we're serious, we might have a chance to actually make this whole thing work. Anders! The Commodore himself! Welcome aboard! I think I can hear your boat going by right now. This is brilliant. Yeah, I'm basically, in case you've not been following, we're basically in the Cape Cod of Maryland for a few days. Oh man, I've said too much. I've given away our secret location. Anyway. Well, no, except it's not actually a real thing, so. Anyway, hello. Piccioli's not messing around. We missed the first month, we're out. If we can show we're serious, we might have a chance to actually make this whole thing work. I know we don't want to make this all about money, but the simple fact is that if we can't make rent, the Dreamworld Collective dies. Or at least becomes a lot more boring, Summer added, because we'll have to get real houses again, which probably means real jobs, which probably means this all becomes a happy little side project. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want this to be a happy little side project. I want it to be my awesome new life. Hear, hear! Otto pounded the table. Right, Alex said. So who wants to start us off? Sell food, began Zen. Sell books. Write and hand print books. Professional DJing. Build houses. Build cars. Fix computers. Build furniture. Chase bad guys. Watch children. Alex realized he'd forgotten to name a scribe. How could he forget to name a scribe? It was like Rule 2. Ah, that explained it. He began scribbling madly on the side of a cardboard box full of spices. Goats, capture small animals, capture large animals, give tours, create a safari, build a boat, catch and sell fish, grow and sell vegetables, grains, nuts, fruits, hams, beehives, chickens, rabbits. Summer gave a little gasp of shock, but Zen rattled on. Catfish, dogfish, crayfish, crawfish, I guess. Shrimps, lobsters, monkeys, or yak butter. Build yurts. Build fires, fight villains, fight crime, fight for justice, freelance protesters, freelance kidnappers, freelance clowns, undercover detectives, French maids for hire, regular maids for hire. Clean houses, clean studies, clean garages. That's it, cried Alex. Zen looked at him tastily. Come on, man, I didn't even get to the hammocks yet. Yeah, said Otto, let the guy finish. Ever heard of Rule 2? Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, gotta keep it a little shorter this time, but I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.